Dear friends, good morning. We have been talking for quite a while about the building of our company, its architecture, the plans going forward, etc. Today, in the same vein, I want to talk to you about building a building. How is a building made? First and foremost, it starts with an idea. Why you want a building, what kind of facilities should it have, why should it exist, what roughly could be the outlay, who's going to use it, etc. What will you do with it? So essentially, in the eyes of the promoter of the building, that's the first step that arises. The second step after this idea is firmed up is to get an architect. An architect who, after many debates, does many versions of the idea, proposes to the owner of the building, and until the owner or the owners are now satisfied that this is roughly the shape of the building, he doesn't proceed. Once he's got that in his head, he then sits down and prepares a blueprint. A blueprint that is revised 3, 4, 5 times until the ideal blueprint comes to mind, where it satisfies the vision of the owner of the building or the owners of the building. In the case of companies, it's the promoters of the building. Next, the architect assists in doing a detailed costing, a detailed revenue thinking, or a detailed costing. Moda, what's it going to cost? How long is it going to take? What kind of quality it will have? In a sense, the vision now comes down on paper to be able to start becoming real. Once this is done and it's frozen, the architect now, who is already on board, assists now in the finding of what I might call roughly the Thekedar, the guy who will string together the entire project and make it happen. And at this level, there is a reworking carried out in terms of the detailing of the blueprint, whether it's feasible in engineering terms, what kind of resources will it need, what kind of outlay will it need, how much time it will take, and we start then bringing it down on cost, quality, time to real terms, plus minus 5%, plus minus 2%. The fifth step is then now we carefully select or hire the concrete guys, the masons, the electrical guys, the plumbers, and so on in a sequence that they are then able to make this a reality. At this stage, the Thekedar in step 6 reworks the timelines and the detailed costs and the targets and the accuracy. He fixes the quality parameters with the team. The quality guy looks at these quality parameters to check if all these can be measured, worked out, audited, so on, and he sets the audit schedule and the sign off on these quality parameters and tests, and also arrives at an understanding with all the masons and the plumbers and the bricklayers, etc., etc. At this point again, at step 7, approvals of precise cash required, time required, quality budgets, all this is signed off by the Thekedars with each one of these vertical heads. The time now comes to sit down and have a detailed communication session with each one of these vertical heads, and then pinpoint the exact bottlenecks that we might face, exact shall we say deal breakers, or stones on the way, boulders on the way, just to simulate how we'll be able to work around it to deliver the building to cost, to quality, etc. Now all this is signed off, agreed with, and we start pouring the contract. As you can see at this point of time, after the concrete has started being poured, before that I forgot one thing. Clearly on deliverables, there are weekly targets, monthly targets of cost, time, quality, and also at this point of time, a very detailed understanding with each vertical head as to how these tasks are going to be delivered. and then the pouring of the concrete happens. Once this starts, the project moves exactly as per schedule, but every 1 month or every few weeks, there is a project manthan, a manthan or a bi-weekly manthan, to evaluate how we have done so far. What are the problems faced? Are we running on time, ahead of time, or behind time? What surprises have happened? What difficulties have taken place and how we overcame them? And then a decision is taken how to make up the time cost, the quality cost, the time schedule, the quality, and the cost. If it is overrun, then figure out ways and means to come back, bring it back to normal. Sometimes, and it does happen, we also do better than the plan. So therefore, telling us that our original budgets were in a sense over defensive, and then there is a possibility to speed it up in the interest of making sure the project is up and running, because the earlier the project, the factory becomes ready for production, the more revenue it generates, the more money it makes, the more viable it gets. During this manthan, you also then set the next 30 days of goals and the tasks. Remember, goals are not tasks. Just to make a distinction, a goal is where you have to get. A task is how to get there. What is needed to be understood, a goal is the delivery. It's like saying, I'm ordering food from Swiggy. The delivery is the food that lands up, or the packet that lands up at our premises. The making of the call and the making of the payment and the ordering of the food from a menu is a task, right? The tasks also have to be done for the goal to be achieved. What I think we need to understand as a group is the distinction between the two. Then this is step 13, and this is how a project gets delivered to excellence. If we focus on goals as the deliverables, and we focus on the tasks as to how to achieve those goals, then the project gets delivered to excellence. Remember that in our context, honor, and I repeat this very seriously, honor is in meeting one's delivery commitments with the clarity of the deliverable. More importantly, or equally importantly, all the tasks on a separate sheet are laid down. Now, some of them are short term, some of them are futuristic. That's a subject that we have to address in any case. But please make sure goals are deliverables. What will be the output? Tasks are inputs, and therefore they help us in achieving, they're instrumental in achieving our goals. In our present context, I have been talking about the requirement of building monthly goals and delivering to those monthly goals, and the goal sheets. This is particularly important for team leaders, so they are able to do this for their people as well, their teams as well. So here is my scheduling, more so in the light of my announcement on the 2nd. The goal sheets are prepared by the 27th in discussions with the President and the CEO. They are made available for discussions by the 29th, and then a final sheet is sent off end of day on the 29th, 30th, depending on the end of the month. The CEO signs off because discussions have already happened, and this becomes a deliverable of the month. Now, everybody in the organization, within departments and across departments, is completely clear what they need to deliver during the month at various stages of the month, because all tasks are not to be delivered by the end of the month. You finish some goals, the deliverables, by the 5th, 10th, 15th, that's the subject of personal debate. You will find it extremely useful to carry this down the line, this practice down the line with your teams as well. And I strongly assure you that you will find a major jump start in your performance. Discipline at every level is key to deliverability, and I strongly urge you to make this happen. Our ambitions are high, our targets are large, our ambition is huge. More importantly, our aspirations are something else. And if we have to deliver to exceptional aspirations, there has to be an exceptional disciplined way of carrying them out. I urge you to carefully hear this through. I'll try and send you a detailed written note on the subject, but I think what I needed to get across in 10 minutes will never happen as long an email that I write. So good luck to all of us, and I hope you had a great day today or yesterday in the session with Ravi Gilani. All the very best. Thank you.